Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about brushes. This is probably the #1 most requested video from you guys. I've been using the same brushes for a very long time and I've never taken the time to sit down and explain to you what my favorite brushes are and why, and so that's what we're going to be doing today. A lot of you guys suggested that I do a drugstore brush video. However, I really don't have specific drugstore brushes for every single category yet. So in this video, I'm just sharing with you my top favorite brushes. There are a lot of affordable ones. There's a couple high-end ones. It's honestly just a good mix, and I'm going to explain to you why I love these brushes, what they're good for. Hopefully you guys find it to be helpful if you're looking for some new brushes. So we're going to kind of go in order of application, starting with face brushes and ending with eye brushes. Also, if you're wondering anything about this makeup look, it is going to be coming later this week, so I will have it linked down below if you come across this video when that video is already live. But yes, I did film this look and the tutorial is coming soon. Let's start with foundation brushes. My current favorite foundation brush is from Real Techniques. This is the buffing brush. Now, I still have not found this by itself. It comes in a set, and that's literally the only way that I have been able to find it online and in stores. I wish they sold it online, but unfortunately it comes in a set. However, I feel like the set is worth it just for this brush. It is so good. I love the size of it, and this is amazing for buffing out foundation. You guys have probably seen me use it in so many videos. I don't know, I just love how it buffs everything out, and then I usually go in with a sponge afterwards. But I just love how dense it is. It's also not too big of a brush, so I'm able to really just kind of work the foundation into the skin. This has been my all-time favorite foundation brush for a few months now, and I'm absolutely in love. Another brush that I really love for foundation is this one right here from Hourglass. I believe this is their Vanish brush. I will have the correct title for it down below. The thing I like about this one is the bristles are super soft and really close together. And as you can see, the brush is slightly angled, which I feel like really helps for it to glide across the skin like that. This is one of my favorite brushes to use when I have a little bit more of a matte foundation formula, because I feel like I can just glide it down the sides of my face and down the neck, and it really just blends it out. This is also one of my all-time favorites. It is a little bit more pricey than Real Techniques, but I use it all the time. This one is also very similar to the Hourglass brush. It's a little bit cheaper, but I've been using this one for a while as well. I've told you guys about this a few times in different videos, but this is the Tarte Smoothie Blending Brush. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Same kind of idea. I really like this one. It's a little bit bigger than this one, so this one's like more travel friendly, I guess, but this one's really nice for doing the same thing, just buffing and also swiping the foundation across the face just to kind of get a nice even coverage before going in with a sponge. This also has a little bit of an angle to it, which I absolutely love. It's seriously amazing. Obviously, you don't need to own all of these foundation brushes. You could just pick up one. I just want to really share with you guys the brushes that I continue to use, and I really do rotate foundation brushes depending on how dirty my foundation brushes are, so I absolutely love this one. It is so good. Highly recommend. I also have found myself using the Morphe M439 brush. This one's a little bit more of a bulky brush, I guess, but it's really soft. This one's good for more buffing and circular motions. If you have a little bit more of a lightweight formula that you're working with, I really love to use this one. This one's just a good dome shape all around, but again, it's a very soft and dense brush, which is what I feel like performs best when you're trying to blend out foundation. So those are my 4 favorite foundation brushes. Everything will be separated and linked for you guys down below to make it as easy as possible. I know that this can kind of get overwhelming sometimes, so I'm going to do my best to really break it down for you guys in the description box. Okay, this next brush is one that I have recently fallen in love with over the past couple months. This is the Morphe M173 brush, and it's just like a little mini foundation brush basically, which is why I love to use it to buff out concealer. I think this is absolutely perfect. Again, it's kind of dome shaped. It has really soft, dense bristles, and you guys know in my tutorials I like to add concealer to the eyelid before doing eyeshadow, and I will use this to buff it out, and then I will use my sponge. Same with the under eye area. I will dot it underneath the eyes and then just kind of blend it out with this. It's also really great to blend next to the nose if you want to, or just any kind of more precise place. You could also use it over blemishes. I have just been so into this, and I think that it's just a good brush to have. I normally work the concealer into the skin with a sponge, but I feel like this is a perfect brush to buff concealer in if you want to. Kind of the same technique that I use with my foundation, where I use a dome brush or something like this to buff first, and then I press it into the skin with this. This just just kind of helps with a little bit more precision. So I think that this is an amazing brush, and it's something that I didn't think I needed until I had it in my collection. So you guys may know that I really love to cream contour sometimes. And when I do, I have two brushes that I have been absolutely loving. I first have this one from Sephora. I actually made sure that they still sold this. This is just a limited edition VIB Rouge one, but they actually sell the same exact brush. It just has a black package on it. So I will have that link down below. This has been one of my favorites for cream contour. I have loved it with the Milk Makeup Bronzer, and also I love the Benefit Hoola Quickie Contour Stick with this. There's something about it. The texture is incredible. It is so soft, but it just fits perfectly in the areas where I want to press the cream contour onto the skin. And then it also buffs it out so nicely. This has been one of my favorite brushes since I got it. If you're somebody who also likes to cream contour, you definitely need to check out this brush. It's so good for just pressing the contour onto the skin and along the jawline. And again, really good for buffing out too. I love this. If you want something a little bit more precise at the tip, this is really great. This is the Real Techniques contour brush. And I've actually used this in several different ways. You can obviously use it to contour. As you can see, it's going to give you more of a precise line. Or I've used it with cream blushes. I've used it with cream highlighters. It's just a really good all-around brush. And I love the size of it because it lets you get a little bit more precise with your cream products. So I absolutely love this one as well. I can't remember if these two brushes came in a set or if I bought them in separate sets or if this came alone. I don't know. I will clarify everything in the description box. Okay, so many of you guys asked me about this brush. This is from Sigma. It's the Soft Blend Concealer Brush, the F64. I don't use it for concealer. I use it to set the under eye area and around the mouth and also the T-zone. I used to use another brush with the brown handle that you guys would always ask about. It actually broke, which broke my heart. So I've been using this one instead. It really does get the job done. I also like to use it on the eyelid. I feel like it's a good size to set the eyelid concealer if I want to. And again, I love to use it to press powder underneath the eyes, around the nose, in the T-zone basically. You guys see me do this in basically every tutorial, and I have been using this brush like crazy. After I set the under eye concealer and the T-zone, I like to use this brush right here. This is actually from BH Cosmetics, and this one does come in a set, but the set is extremely affordable. And even though I have only a couple that I really am attached to from that set, the entire set is really great. So I do feel like if you wanted to try out this powder brush and you had to buy the whole set, I do think you would get use out of the whole set. I'm just sharing with you guys my favorites, and you guys have seen this in countless videos now. This is the BH Cosmetics #2 brush, but it's in a specific set. I'll have it linked down below. This one I love because it's just a good classic fluffy brush, and it just is good for pressing powder into the face. I really love it. It's also really quick because it's a bigger brush, so I love to use it to just press the outer portions of the face after setting the face in the center with a more precise brush. I know you guys have seen me do that tons of times, but a lot of you guys always ask about this, and it is from BH Cosmetics, which is awesome because it's extremely affordable. Moving on to powder contour, I've been really loving this one right here from Morphe. It's the Morphe M405 brush. I had a very similar one from Sigma that I actually lost. I have no idea where it went. And then this came in the, was it the James Charles brush set, I think? I was really excited to see a brush similar to this. If I can find the Sigma link, I will have that link down below because honestly, I kind of like that one a little bit better. But this one does get the same job done. It's just a little bit more scratchy. It's not super scratchy, but it's a little bit more scratchy than the Sigma one. But what I like about this is the angle. As you can see right here, it has a nice little angle to it. And I like how it has a little bit less hair in it because when it comes to powder contour, I'm really able to press it into the face and kind of be more precise underneath the cheeks here and along the forehead. So I've really enjoyed this brush for more precise contour. If I want a more all over bronze, I will use this brush. I've used this in pretty much every tutorial for a very long time now. This is another one of those BH Cosmetics brushes that was in the same set as this one. This is the BH Cosmetics number, I don't know what number, it rubbed off. But I love this to kind of do an all over bronze. I don't know what it is about this, but I love how it has a little bit of a taper at the top. I just feel like that allows me to kind of get precise, but then it buffs it when I'm pressing the bronzer onto the skin. It really helps to buff it, but also keep it precise. I don't know. This is just a really great bronzer brush. I have absolutely loved it. These two have been amazing for just complexion everything for powders and bronzers. And again, they're both in the same set. So I absolutely love that bronzer brush. For blush, this has been my favorite blush brush for a while. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH06 brush. It is so perfect for blush. And you guys know how much I love blush, but it just hugs the cheek so nicely. It picks up just the right amount of product. It is so good, and seriously, I feel like this is the only blush brush that you need. I think it's probably my most used brush out of her entire brush collection. Moving on to highlighter, I have two highlighter brushes that I get a lot of use out of. One is the Morphe R36 brush. This one I like for a little bit more of a subtle or all over highlighter. Because the brush is a little bit thicker, it's gonna cover more surface area, but I don't feel like it's too big to where it doesn't fit around this area here. And I also feel like I can still use it down the center of the nose if I want to. So I really do like that one. But my all-time favorite is this one right here from Nabla. They don't sell this red packaging anymore, but I think they relaunched it with a gold packaging, and I hope it's still in stock. I will have it linked down below if it is. This one is so good for an extremely precise highlighter application. It is the best highlighter brush ever. This one's also really nice for going down the center of the face if you want to. So if I had to choose between the two, this is definitely my favorite highlighter brush, but I know Morphe is a little bit more available to a lot of you guys, so this one is also really good. All right, so those are all my current favorite face brushes. Let's move on to the eyes. This next brush I have used since the beginning of time. I love this brush. It actually has been so used that the design in the middle has completely rubbed off. This is from The Balm Cosmetics, and I use it basically for this side alone. It also has another side to it, which is actually really nice for just applying an all over base. You could also use this with a setting powder if you wanted to just set the concealer, but I mainly use it for this side. This is the best brush I've ever used for my transition shades. So you guys know I usually go in with a transition shade first. This is so fluffy that it really allows you to distribute the product super evenly. I love the way it buffs out the shadows. It is my favorite brush for transition shades. It's just the best. After I use a transition shade, I like to go in with something a little bit more precise. I have a few brushes that kind of do the same thing, so I'm going to talk about all of them. This is also from BH Cosmetics. It's in that same exact set. This is the number 6 brush in that same set, and I really love this for a little bit more of a precise crease application, but it's not too precise. It's still nice and fluffy, but I just love the way that this brush applies eyeshadow. So usually I go in with something like this to deepen up the crease a little bit more, but you can also use it to really buff out that shadow and create a nice smoked out effect. If I want my crease to look a little bit more precise, I will use this one. This one is a little bit more tapered on the end, which allows it to get nice and precise in the crease. This is the Morphe M441 brush. So again, it's going to create a little bit more of a precise line, but for certain looks, I like that. So that's why I like to use this, and I wanted to tell you guys about it because it really does allow me to get nice and precise in certain areas if I want to. So this is a really good one for that. Another blending brush that I really love is the Morphe M573. I have a lot of Morphe brushes. I used to not use Morphe, but then I got the Jaclyn Hill and James Charles brush sets, and these are truly the ones that I've been reaching for, and there are some really good brushes in both of those sets, but obviously you can buy them individually too if you want. So this one right here is a little bit more fluffy. I like to use brushes like this in the crease, and I will also use it to kind of pack product onto the outer portion of the lid as well. I don't know, I just feel like having a few different blending brushes really helps, especially when you're flipping from color to color, because a lot of time you don't have time to like clean your brushes in between every single eyeshadow. So I feel like it's really good to have a couple different blending brushes, and so that's why I wanted to tell you guys about a few that I like, even if they kind of do the same thing, just because these are the ones that I use all the time. This one I really like to pack on product on that outer corner and into the crease a little bit as well. This is the Morphe M433, and it's a little bit flatter, which makes it really nice for kind of packing on the product. So I usually use this eyeshadow brush with deeper shades, and I will just press it into the outer corner. This is one of my favorite brushes from Morphe. I think it's so good. This one's a little bit softer and a little bit more precise. This one is from Sigma. It's the Sigma E25 brush. This is a classic from Sigma. It is so good, but same kind of idea. I really like to use it for more precise application on the outer corner, but you could also use it to pack product onto the lid as well. I think this is a great brush, so I love that one. Okay, I have 2 of these, and I get so much use out of both, so I definitely think that you need 2 of these. These ones came in the James Charles tutorial set, and I really liked how he had multiples of the same brush because, again, in one eye look, you might want to use 2 different colors. Like you can see here, I use them with this eye look. But this is the Morphe M456 brush, and it's just the perfect brush for so many things. I love the size of these brushes. First of all, I'm able to really get precise up to my lash line if I want to on the top lid, and it's amazing to pack product into this inner corner here, and it's also amazing to buff underneath the lower lash line with this because you don't want to use something that's too big, but with transition shades and certain shades on the lower lash line, I want to have something that's precise but fluffy so that I can really buff it out, and this brush does the trick for me. I have used both with basically every single eye look since I got these brushes. I think they're amazing, so highly recommend those. This one is another one of my favorites. This is the Morphe M124. This one's really itty bitty, and it's just really good for underneath the brow bone if you want to use it for that. I find myself using it with concealer a lot of the times, either carving out the brow or if I do a cut crease. It's amazing to create a precise line across the lid if you want to do a cut crease. It is so good. So I definitely use this for concealer, but for the eye area. I never use it on like blemishes or anything like that. But you could also use it in the inner corner or underneath the brow bone to highlight if you wanted to. So that's a great brush. This is one that I really love for on the lower lash line. Getting nice and up close to those lashes on the lower lash line. Sometimes it's a little difficult, but this one really allows me to do that because it's a little bit more precise at the tip. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH41 brush, and I used it today to really blend out that outer corner. It's not too scratchy. I hate a scratchy brush, so it's precise, but not like stiff and scratchy where it hurts your eyes. I really have loved this for the lower lash line mostly. But again, you could definitely use it to pack glitter onto the lid if you wanted to. There's a lot of ways you could use this. I just like the size of it. And then we have a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH40 brush. This is another one that I really like for the lower lash line because I feel like I can really buff away the transition shade underneath everything, or if there's a shimmer shade, I can really buff everything nicely on that lower lash line. If you wanted to, you could also use this to apply color to the inner corner of the eye. You could also use it to be more precise on the outer corner. Seriously, there's so many things you could do with this, but again, it's a really good sized brush to have because it just allows you to get more precise around the eye area. This brush I don't think is available, but I wanted to tell you guys about it, and maybe I'll try to find something that's similar. I haven't found anything similar yet, but I'm gonna try to find something that's decent. This is the Christian Abuhair 1870 brush. I'm obsessed with this brush for highlighting the inner corner and the brow bone. You've probably seen me use this for that in every video since I started my channel because it's just perfect for that. It's perfect for applying highlighter to the inner corner of the eye. I absolutely love it. So again, I'm gonna try to find something similar for you guys because I did look to see if they make this anymore and they don't. But again, I'll do my best to try to find something similar if I can. Well, you guys, that is it. That is my brush video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope that you found this helpful. Again, I will try to have everything nice and organized in the description box for you guys. I used to think that brushes didn't matter when it came to makeup until I started to play around with good brushes, and let me tell you, it really does make a difference. A lot of these brushes are affordable. Some of them might be a little bit more of an investment for you, but they really last a good amount of time if you take care of them, and it really will change your makeup game. So I hope you guys found this helpful. You will probably recognize these brushes now in future videos and in previous videos. I will also have my favorite sponges because sponges are also something that I feel like make the biggest difference with your makeup. So I'll go ahead and link some of my favorite sponges as well down below for you guys if you're interested in picking up a new sponge. But yeah, that's it. These are the ones that I use. Like if I had to get rid of the rest of my brushes, I could make a killer look with all of these. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if there's a brush that I didn't talk about that you were absolutely obsessed with that I need. Please comment that down below because again, I truly feel like tools make such a difference. So comment your favorite brushes down below. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button, and if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays when I upload, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. That's all for today. I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you might be. Stay tuned for this makeup look coming later this week, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye!